Hi and welcome to Raven and Rose. This is Sam, and today I have created a pineapple skull, but it's heavily inspired by Jack of the Dust over on Instagram. He does some amazing skull work, and I just thought I would do my own interpretation of his skull. So I started off with a lip liner that had a brown tone to it, because white would make no difference at all with this for me. It had to be something darker and something blendable. Trying to even out both sides as much as possible. Then making a little space for those teeth coming up, and obviously the little side bone there. The eyebrows had to go. I had been wearing makeup all day, but that didn't make any difference apart from the eyebrows. Now, as you can see, I did my first run and thought, nope, that's crap, I'm not doing that, and I started again, and this time I did like a honeycomb shape to the sections of the pineapple, and I think it looked much better, and it helped with uniformity a little as well. Yeah, that was about the third time that had happened, and I was a bit stressed. But we'll not mention that again. Obviously, any mistakes you make, cotton bud's your best friend, bit of makeup cleanser on the end of the cotton bud, and the mistake is gone. So I wanted to make sure that it would look like a pineapple when it was completely done before I went any further. So I added the little squiggly, leafy things on just to double check I was doing what I wanted to do. And then I went in with a kind of a light brown, probably medium brown, and went over every line that I'd already drawn, and then shaded a little at the bottom of each little shape. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. And this allows you to tidy up a little bit as well. If you've gone a bit wrong with your shaping, you can fix it quick and easy just by the flick of your brush. Okay, so outlining my eyes in the same colour. And then I'm just popping on there a slightly lighter brown. I want them to look multi-dimensional, so I have several colours that I'm layering up on each other. Frog in my throat. So that the finishing effect will look more 3D rather than just flat on my face. So you don't need to see me doing every bit of this, but I wanted you to get the gist of a little section to see what it looked like before we moved on. And there you can see it's dried out now, and I am applying a metallic gold to the bottom left hand corner of each shape again. And again, you don't need to see me do every single one of these, but I just wanted you to get the idea of where I was going. And again, every time you use one of these paints, it gives you a chance to tidy up any edges that you're not happy with. Still carrying on with that same colour, but as I reach the middle of my face, I'm just adding a little more as that would catch more light. And then with the orange, I am going over top slightly of both the top and the bottom, and then going in and adding green mainly around the left edge and middle. I used the Global Arts neon palette for this because I wanted it to look quite, it can't look completely realistic on a human face. I'm sure there are some artists out there who can absolutely capture the pineapple, but I'm not quite there yet. So this was my version of trying to do the same kind of thing. I used the paints quite watery so that they would hopefully blend in with one another. I'm now going in with a yellow on top and in middle, and then I'm shading in a little yellow as well on each shape. The yellow I'm using is from the NYX Ultra Brights palette. A little bit of a close-up of my wrinkly forehead there. And then I went in with black. I believe this was in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I think it was Noir. And I'm using just an angle brush to not outline every single shape, but put an outline and shade it in where I thought it would do most good. And again, you don't need to see the whole thing, so we will shortly skip on to the next stage. So there you can see a section that I've done, which makes it easy for you to see what I'm talking about. On some you can't see so much orange, you can see more yellow, on some you can see more green, which is what I was hoping for with the look. Trying to shade out that little area there, and then adding back on those little tiny like picky outy things that stick out. I know they must have a name, but I like makeup, not fruit, so I didn't find out what they were called, but they're there on pineapples, you can see them. So I'm using that outline that I drew with some white face paint so that I can give that effect of it coming off the face slightly and it looks a little more natural. Now you kind of have to ignore some of this but go with the other, because I decided to completely black out the bottom of my jaw, but I didn't decide to do that until a little bit later. So at the moment I'm just going around those lines of my eyes with Meron black, and I'm blacking out my entire eye. I work up closer to my actual eyelid and then switch over to the NYX Jumbo pencil in Black Knight, is it? I think so. So there we go, applying the Black Knight, which has a slight sparkle to it, which I love, and I think is very pretty. And then just powdering it down again with the same black powder that I used for the outlines of the little segments, and rimmed my lower and upper lash line with a NYX black eye and eyebrow pencil. You don't want your lines to be flesh coloured, that would look kind of weird. Now I'm using another shade from that same Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, which I can't remember right now, but I wet my brush and dipped it in, I think it's called Metallic actually, and I just wanted to have that on my lids with a soft blend around it, just to make it a little bit different. Now I got loads of different leaves. I've got ivy leaves, I've got plant leaves and whatever, and I cut the little tips off and stuck them around on sections, and you can see they lift off the skin slightly at the tip, which is what I was looking for. Lining my eyes in black, not a big lash line for this one, and popped on a pair of black lashes which wanted to stick to my fingers very much. Yeah, you can see it was playing with me. So this is how I applied all the little leaves. I popped a little bit of Aquafix on the bottom of each leaf, and then I had this bolt of inspiration that I would try and use the longer tips of the leaves to go on top of my false eyelashes, so that when I blinked it looked like a leaf fluttering, and I'm really pleased with the outcome. I think they were really cool. So there we go, I've blacked out my entire bottom jawline, and I've used those leaves to create little teeth to stick on where the bottom of the skull would be and where the teeth would be. And I think this worked out pretty well. I like this. So here we go. Flutter, flutter lashes. Flutter, 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 flutter. So here are some of the photos that I took. at the end of a very long session of applying the makeup. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you liked the look. I really enjoyed creating it. I think the leaves added something super extra to it and I'm really happy. If you did enjoy the video, please subscribe. I would love you to let me know what you think about the look, and thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I will see you real soon.